Okay, so assalamu alaikum everybody. My name is Iman, and as you guys already know, I've been the host of the Ramadan show that we've been airing every single Friday to past Ramadan. But today is a special edition of the show. This is the Eid edition of the show, and I have a special co-host with me, Brother Abdurrahman Mooney.
Assalamu everybody. Abdurrahman Mooney here. Inshallah, excited to be co-hosting with the host of the Ramadan show. Inshallah, excited to bring you a really special edition.
Yeah, so as you guys might have known, Brother Abdurrahman was actually our first speaker on the show. He's also my husband, that's why he's here. And we're celebrating Eid from Kitchener, Ontario. So we want to know where you guys are tuning in from. We're looking at the Facebook Live. I want to see your comments, guys. Let me know where you're tuning in from right now. Okay. So we're saying we're from Kitchener. You guys are from, we got some Montreals. MashaAllah, lots of French going on here. And there's some Mississaugas, Oakvilles. All around, MashaAllah, Canada. This is such an amazing Eid, guys. Like, I know that we're all stuck in quarantine, but this really is a hashtag Eid to remember. The fact that we are representing all over Canada this glorious occasion. It's an amazing opportunity for us, and I'm really appreciating, like, feeling really connected to my community. How about you?
I was saying, yeah, absolutely. Like, it's just, right now we're going through a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And the Eid that we're going through right now will also be, because it's during that once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, it's going to be something that we're going to remember as well. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in from across Canada. Super excited to go virtual on this, and we hope you guys are going to enjoy.
All right, so inshallah, we're going to be going right into it. So on today's show, we're going to be interviewing some amazing artists. We have a brother, Buna Muhammad, inshallah. He is a spoken word artist known all over Canada. And then we also have, inshallah, Mustaqim. I know you guys probably know about them because you're incredible as well. And we also have a great representation for Waterloo. You know, we're Kitchener-Waterloo. It's a two-city, tri-city area. We could add Cambridge, I guess, as well.
There we go.
We have Sister Ayan Mallah tuning in from Waterloo, and she is a TEDx spoken word artist, so she is going to be tuning into the show as well. And make sure you stick around, guys, because we do have a trivia, and there is going to be a prize, like we usually do for the Ramadan show. So without further ado, our first speaker, inshallah, is Brother Buna Muhammad. He's a spoken word artist and a Canadian spoken word poet. He's the writer of Oromo Descent, and he's won the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation Poetry Face-Off Best New Artist Award. He also has a playwright residency at Theatre Passe Muraille in Toronto. I hope I said that correctly. He has appeared on TEDx Toronto and has had a short story published in a Penguin Canada anthology called Piece by Piece, not the Kelly Clarkson song. Besides poetry and theater, Muhammad is the founder of Safina Media, an Islamic media production company, and has continued the art of storytelling through various platforms of media. Brother Buna, we're so excited to have you here.
Jazakallah khair, Eid Mubarak, taqabbal Allah. Your salah, all the good deeds we did throughout this blessed month. Alhamdulillah.
Ameen.
Alhamdulillah.
So,
Brother Buna, we do have a few questions for you, inshallah. We were wondering, first of all, we wanted you to talk a little bit about your personal journey. How has faith driven you through your spoken word journey?
Well, actually, you know, it's quite interesting. I made an Instagram post a few days ago, and I spoke about the fact that I really returned to my faith in the month of Ramadan. Ramadan, for me, I consider it to be like my spiritual anniversary. It's really a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's a time when people are able to put everything aside, put everything down, and focus on a sole singular journey and mission, which is to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I've been writing for since I was 19, and I won't tell you how old I am now. Maybe you guys can guess in the comments to guess how old I am. I know I only look 21, but keep guessing, inshallah. But I started writing really as an outlet to deal with a lot of the frustration that I had as a youth, not feeling like I had a voice, not feeling like I had a way to vent some of the frustration built up. And spoken word and poetry in general has been almost therapeutic for me in that sense. It gave me an outlet and a release to express the things going on in my mind. And then as I became more spiritual, as I learned more about Islam and I decided to take my faith more seriously, it kind of there was a national transition there where my work followed my spiritual journey as well.
That's amazing, mashallah. Now, for many of our viewers who are aware of the program, inshallah, you're going to be performing later on this evening. Can you give us kind of like a snippet, like what are we in for, inshallah?
Well, I was going through my YouTube videos just the other day. Somebody asked me to send them something, and I have about 28 poems that are viewable on YouTube. Actually, no, I have more than that because I have albums that are also there. And I haven't narrowed down exactly the pieces I'm going to do, but I want to make them family oriented. I want to make them something that, most of us can relate to. I think for me, this Eid is really special because typically in Ramadan, I travel throughout the entire month and I don't get to see my kids very often. But this Ramadan, I was stuck in the same room with them, pretty much every single day. So I'm thinking about something more in relation to my kids and my family. So it'll probably be something along those lines.
Inshallah, mashallah, that's amazing.
And brother Muhammad, so you're talking about family and your journey. Who supported you the most throughout your journey until today?
Allah. I know it sounds cliche, but subhanallah, when I think about the opportunities that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala presented to me, the things that He took away from me, the paths that He put me on, the list can go on and on and on and on. I had a lot of support from my family, from certain friends and people along the way. But really, when I think about the way my journey has panned out, I can't help but be grateful and thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But then Prophet said, those who don't thank the people don't thank Allah. So I have to definitely thank the people as well. My parents have been a huge help. My wife, who, in the last 9 years we've been married, has been very supportive, has in many ways helped shape me and has taken a lot of the burden off me in other ways. My kids, who continually inspire me every single day, giving me a renewed interest in art and my work and my craft. And everyone out there, all the people who've been supporting me throughout the years. I've been to Kitchener-Waterloo many times. Very beautiful community out there. Getting a chance to go all across Canada. I don't think there's really a city I haven't been to. And I've always just had a really great time. And it's an honor to make your passion your full-time job. They say that if you love what you do, you never feel like you work. And that's kind of how I feel. My kids till this day ask me, like, what do you do for a living? What do you do? I told them, I got to go downstairs and I have an event. And they're like, what events? I thought we're all in quarantine. Hey, don't worry about it. You'll figure it out in a few years. But that to me has been, part of my greatest inspiration.
Alhamdulillah, that's amazing, mashallah.
And got one more question here for you, Brother Muna.
Yeah.
A lot of youth here, have a lot of aspirations. They have dreams, things that they're good at. What advice would you give the youth today of being able to work on their passions, work on their dreams, and be able to make those dreams and passions something that they work on full time?
It's a tricky one. I think a lot of people, they kind of romanticize the arts and they figure, maybe I want to be an artist one day, or I want to be an author, or I want to be, a filmmaker or whatever. But there's really no shortcut to success. You have to put in the time and effort. I've been doing this, like I said, for many years, and I haven't really had a chance to, figure out a quick route or a quick way to success. It really comes down to hard work and dedication. If you love something, you'll put that time in. You'll ensure that, whether it's practice time in front of the mirror. I remember so many times, I don't do it as much now, but when I was younger, especially if I had a big performance, I would perform for sometimes hours in front of the mirror, perfecting my pronunciation of certain words, my body language, and you can't do that unless you're willing to really sacrifice. So I think just like any job, just like any profession, you have to be professional as well, and you have to take the time and perfect your craft in art. So I think if you are serious about entering a career in the arts, you have to treat it with that same level of professionalism, and you have to really take the time, study the greats, perfect your own craft by performing over and over again, whatever venue, whatever opportunity you get. Don't take advantage of all of those chances. And I really love the fact that MAC goes out of its way to facilitate young Muslim talent and give them that opportunity, because there really aren't many other platforms for Muslim artists to kind of get out there and show their stuff.
That's great. I really hope the youth are watching. I know they are, inshallah, and they get inspiration from that. Jazakallah khairan, Brother Buna.
Well, yeah, thank you very much. Eid Mubarak, inshallah. We'll see you all in physical world very soon as well, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Before that, we'll see you tonight, bismillah, inshallah, as well.
Inshallah.
Jazakallah khair, Brother Buna.
Barakallah feekum.
Barakallah. Oh,
okay.
Next up, we got Mustaqim. So Mustaqim are some amazing brothers. They are a Toronto-based contemporary music group consisting of brothers Jibreel and Bilal Moore. The two have been composing, writing, and producing their own original songs for the past 6 years as a duo. So, alhamdulillah, inshallah. Please join us, guys, in welcoming Mustaqim, Jibreel, and Bilal to the virtual stage.
Eid Mubarak.
Eid Mubarak to you too, guys. Alhamdulillah. How's everything been on lockdown?
It's good.
It's been good. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been working. We have a studio in our basement, so
Oh, that's amazing. Alhamdulillah, that's blessed.
So.
It must be a super long commute though, eh? In the mornings.
Definitely. This guy shows up late all the time, so
100%. Alhamdulillah, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. Like, we're super excited, inshallah, to learn more about your journey and your life, and what you guys did to get to where you guys are today. Kind of a very similar question to how we start with Brother Buna, but we'd love to understand how what got you guys into the arts in the first place, and how has faith played a part in that?
So that's such a good question. Our family's always been very musical. So we grew up with like a lot of music and the shees and stuff playing around the house, and naturally we'd want to like sing along and like try to do our own little covers and stuff. Our first performance in front of an audience was at an Eid party. We were a Native Dean cover band called Little Dean, and so we would do that, and kind of from there, we kind of realized, alhamdulillah, we had a kind of an affinity for that, and it kind of blossomed. We have to really like thank our parents, especially our mom, because she really pushed us to kind of pursue it. She like signed us up for a talent show, and she's like, "You guys are gonna do it." And then we were kind of apprehensive at first, but it worked out, alhamdulillah, and here we are. So,
inshallah, that's amazing, mashallah.
Alhamdulillah. Now, kind of another question here is, what's with out of all the kind of the pieces you put together, which one is your favorite piece and why?
Ooh,
there's always a tough question.
This is a very tough question. We have a lot of favorites because the thing is that sometimes we'll make songs and like we think it could have been even better than it was. So, like, our favorites vary because it could be like our favorite idea for a song or like the favorite execution. But I don't know. Mine would have to be our latest song that we have not dropped yet. That's coming out soon. It's definitely our favorite one.
Brother, you can't be teasing us like this. Over Skype.
Well, I mean, I hope you're maybe potentially performing it tonight.
Oh yes we are. Stay tuned.
Okay, there you go, guys. If you want to hear it, you got to tune in, inshallah, this evening.
I think my favorite one would be a song called Jaded that we're actually going to be performing today as well, inshallah. I think the reason why I like it is that it's a positive message. That like my favorite kind of songs are when you kind of take a term or an analogy and you spin it to kind of further help explain what you're trying to get across. So this song is called Jaded, and basically we use it to kind of explain the feeling of when you're scrolling down social media a lot and you see a lot of you like bombarded constantly with kind of bad news, right? And it's very easy to kind of, especially like right now, the time we live in, everything is this COVID update, this, whatever, right? And it's very difficult to kind of not let that bog you down and get very jaded and stuff. And I mean, it's cool that the song is probably going to stay relevant for a very long time, unfortunately, thematically. But at the same time, you know, it's something that it serves as a really good reminder to kind of just, it's not that you shouldn't feel things and you shouldn't take things seriously, but you can't let it kind of change your overall outlook on life and your perspective, and let it affect you in any kind of permanent state, because a lot of difficulties are always very temporary, and you don't want it to shake something like your faith, which is something that's supposed to be very permanent. So yeah, that's one of our favorite songs, I think.
Yeah.
Now I do have a question as well. Like, you guys are youth, right? And a lot of our youth that are watching, like, how do you stay like committed, inspired, motivated to keep producing like all the music that you produce, or the goals that you like, you're always renewing your intention, right? Like, how do you be consistent with what your goal is when it comes to your nasheeds?
Honestly, you just have to love what you do. You just have to enjoy what you do, and you'll keep coming back to it, no matter the feedback you get, or no matter like stuff. Because there'll be times we'll release something and it doesn't get as many views as expected, or doesn't do as well, or like people don't like it as much, and it'll affect you and be like, oh, maybe I should think. But we just love doing what we do, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we'll keep coming back to it.
And yeah, that's a good point. And then in terms of longevity, because it's going on 7 years now, I think, that we've been doing it. How old are you when you started?
12.
12. He was 12. I was 15.
Yeah.
I'm like 21 now. He's like 18.
Yeah.
So, kind of one of the things that has kind of helped us is understanding, kind of like, you know, loving what you do, and then understanding why it is that you're doing it, and having kind of like a certain level of introspection, so you know that no matter how your circumstances change, you know what it is that you're trying to accomplish, right? So in situations where either like we're not getting a lot of views, or, you know, not getting as many performances as you thought you would, it's been a lot of ups and downs over the years, but you need to understand kind of that you're not doing it for, or maybe you are doing it for fame, I don't know, but in terms of our situation, we're trying to really do something that we love, and kind of serve as inspirations and kind of like examples for people, not necessarily in what is the pinnacle of what, you know, a person can be in terms of like faith and stuff like that, but kind of as a kind of like somebody who can be like relatable to us. So in our songs, we don't necessarily like to write it as like, I'm such a good Muslim, I'm doing this, I'm always doing this, whatever. It's more like, you know, I want to do this, right? My intention, sometimes it's a struggle, but I'm going to keep working, I'm going to keep fighting, stuff like that, to kind of make it more grounded and kind of relatable with us. And I find that a lot of young artists, they haven't practiced enough introspection, so they don't really know precisely why they're doing it. They could be like, well, I want 10,000 Instagram followers and that's it. But then, you know, if that doesn't pan out, then they give up, right? But you can't necessarily work like that if you're kind of not even necessarily going about targeting materialistic things, but things that don't last, things that aren't necessarily concrete. And especially in music and like the artist world and stuff, things shift and change all the time. We had a whole plan laid out about what we were going to be doing, and then COVID-19 and all of that's thrown out the window, and now we're
shut down
for people, right? So you kind of never know what's going to happen. So if you are starting out young, you're expecting quite a long career before you even get enough attention to be called famous or anything, right? And if you don't have kind of the proper vision and the proper intention, then a lot of people just burn out by, you know, the end of high school, and then they get realistic and kind of, you know, just kind of lose the passion for their thing, right? So, yeah.
I really love that you kept saying, you know, like about renewing your intention, and that's what helps you get grounded, you know, really like remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, making him your intention, and like doing his like dawah, inshallah, on earth. I feel like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you so much more blessing. Like if you set out to do everything to make him happy, inshallah, he's subhanAllah the Razzaq, and things work out. That was really great. Jazakallahu khairan. Thank you so much, Mustaqim. Like, guys, make sure you stay tuned into the evening, inshallah, at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'll show you guys the times. But stay tuned so that you can watch them perform. Like they said,
they're going
to be dropping their music here, inshallah. Thank you so much for joining us.
Appreciate it, brother. Thanks a lot. Alhamdulillah. We'll see you later.
Assalamualaikum.
Mubarak.
Mubarak.
Okay, inshallah. So our next presenter, inshallah, is Sister Aya Mallah. She is a spoken word artist who performed recently at Kitchener TEDx. Aya Mallah was born and raised in Kitchener-Waterloo. She is currently in grade 10 and hopes to study journalism in university. Her hobbies include reading, soccer, and writing poetry. She is captivated by issues related to social justice and finds inspiration through her life experiences. After traveling and seeing the injustice people face every day, she realized how privileged and protected she was. Her goal is to educate as many people as she can about the injustices in the world. Sister Aya Mallah, are you there?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. You're representing Kitchener-Waterloo.
Pressure, no pressure though.
Eid Mubarak.
Eid Mubarak to you too. We're so excited to hear your piece, inshallah.
I'm very excited to perform.
Alhamdulillah.
Inshallah, take it away.
So my poem is called Terrorists. You blame us for our religion and modesty. Have you ever thought of your hypocrisy? It's okay for a nun to be fully covered to show her faith in God, but when a Muslim woman does it, she's oppressed and her religion is flawed. You talk about us being oppressed when 1400 years ago we had the right to own property, be educated, work, we could be soldiers and even vote. It only took 1300 years after us, but I don't want to gloat. It's just the way we see the world is so wrong. Why can't we all just get along, embrace our diversities? Because Muslims created coffee, algebra clocks in universities. We created surgery, optics, the toothbrush, and we were quite ahead in astronomy. But no one really cares what we did for this economy. We don't destroy, we evolve. So why can't we resolve the situation, come together as a nation? Because not all Germans are Nazis, not all whites are supremacists, and not all Muslims are terrorists. The Prophet, peace be upon him, taught us to love and respect our parents. Is that what terror is? Is terror to be kind to whoever, no matter what they look or act like? Is terror to be generous in what we have because we're all alike? Is terror believing that God made us all equal, so that's how we should treat each other? Because I want to be able to talk to you one human to another. We now talk about real terror, what terror actually is. Terror is killing over 1 million Afghanis to find one man, or dropping an atomic bomb on Japan. Terror is the American prison system that institutionalizes slavery, incarcerating more blacks than ever in history. Terror is Muslims being put in concentration camps in China, or the Barakat family being murdered in North Carolina. Terror is building a wall, whether on the border of Palestine or Mexico, to keep people out. Fear, pride, propaganda, that's what these walls are all about. Terror is the Sisi and Burhan government shooting at peaceful protesters from Egypt to Sudan, or the amount of innocent people killed by the Ku Klux Klan. Terror is our government giving billions in weapons to aid Israel occupy Palestine, because we all know it's all about the Benjamins, more commonly known as the dollar sign. Terror is shooting up a mosque in New Zealand after being greeted by Salam brother, then proceeding to kill like no other. Terror is the attack on Mali, where over 150 Muslims were killed. You stripped away their lives, their legacies unfulfilled. I promise you, I keep the people of Yemen in my prayers, and so should you. Because no one here wants to experience what they're going through. I just want to be able to live in a world without war or discrimination. Just think about that combination. Being able to walk into an airport and not be greeted by, "You've been randomly selected for an extra security check." A world without all the Islamophobia bombings from Christchurch to Quebec. Because the fear or hate you give has been fed to you by the media. It's all like Wikipedia. People can put in their own opinions about us. It's all fake news. We don't abuse, drink booze, or hate Jews. It's all fake news. See, the media manipulates and deceives, and all the fake news will never put your mind at ease. The media discriminates and you all lip sync. I just want you to reevaluate, rethink. Why is it that we can't find a reliable news source? When a Muslim commits terror, he's a terrorist. But when a white man does the same, he's mentally ill. Of course, we don't blame his whole religion or all white people. That would be absurd. When a Muslim does a good deed, it's unheard. But when a white man does the same, it's documented word for word. You can't blame a whole religion because of the actions of a few people. We are taught to be peaceful, not evil, treat everybody equal. Like Malcolm X once said, if you're not careful, the media will have you hating the people who are oppressed and loving those who are doing the oppressing. So let's look past how I'm dressing and worry about the issues that are truly pressing. My articles or clothing are a part of my religion. I should be able to wear what I want when I want without needing your permission. It's my decision. But how would you understand if you're not affected? Muslim kids all over the world being bullied because of the religion, but that's what's to be expected. After you say that a religion of 1.7 billion people are terrorists because of minorities' actions, we shouldn't be divided into factions. We may not speak the same language or dress the same way or even have the same blood trace, but we are all one nation. We are all the human race. Thank you.
Jazakallah khairan, Sister Aya. That was beautiful, mashallah. I don't know if people saw me because I know at one point maybe you guys did, but I was like, mashallah. And guys, you know what's amazing is that Sister Aya is only 15 and she's already presented at TEDx, mashallah. So I do have one question for you then, Aya. What is your advice for people in terms of your age, right? Like you're pretty young, mashallah, but you're making leaps and bounds. How do you inspire other people to do the same, your fellow peers?
Just follow your passion. If you have a passion for writing, write. If you have a passion for sports, practice. Just always practice, you know, and you just get better and better.
Inshallah, mashallah, is like a little hidden for that. And you know what, guys, like, subhanAllah, like all three of our amazing guests today, they told you the same things. If you love it and you keep working at it, inshallah, you can be successful in it. So find what you love and keep going at it, inshallah. Jazakallah khairan, Sister Aya, for joining us. Okay, so inshallah, we have a game prepared, and I want us to play that game. But before we get onto that game, I do want to remind you all of these amazing performers that we just interviewed today for our Eid show, they're going to be presenting this evening. So that's going to be 5 p.m. Eastern time, 3 p.m. Mountain time, and 2 p.m. Pacific time. So make sure you tune in. We're going to have our hosts are poet Emel Elbaz, and we have Toronto Raptors announcer Mark Strizzi. And inshallah, we'll have amazing performers like Ilyas Mao, Mustaqim, Buna Muhammad, Raif, inshallah. So please, guys, like tune in. It's going to be great. I also want to remind you guys that there is going to be some storytelling and there's going to be some great family programming in general right after our segment, inshallah. So we're really excited for that, and you probably will see us again because we're going to be doing the family trivia.
We will be back. We will be back. You'll not get rid of us.
No, you won't. We won't. And there's a lot of prizes to be won as well, inshallah.
We do. So, guys, we have some awesome prizes going out. I think they are Amazon gift cards.
I think so.
Yes. First prize is going to be for $75. Guys, that's 75 Benjamins that you get to spend on Amazon. We're not going anywhere, but Amazon is still coming to you. So first prize, we're looking at $75, second place $50, and then third place $25. So really awesome stuff. You're at home, we're at home. Send us some stuff, guys, if you get the prize, okay? Thank you. Much appreciated.
All right, Abdul Ahmed. And inshallah, remember, like throughout Ramadan, during the Ramadan show, we kept telling you guys, or I kept telling you guys about the Ramadan quarantine art experience. Like we got so many amazing submissions, guys. Like, alhamdulillah, like I got to see some of them, and y'all, I was laughing, I was crying. There were lots of emotions. They were so amazingly well done, mashallah. And later in the show today, inshallah, we're going to be announcing, we're not in this show, but inshallah, during the programming, they're going to be announcing all of the winners from that quarantine experience submissions, and they're also going to be sharing them with the winners' submissions with all of you, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Now, we do have a game arranged, inshallah, so that we can play like we usually do. I'm just going to check with tech. Inshallah, I'm going to share my screen, and if the tech wizards are able to...
Sorry, yep. Okay.
Are they able to, inshallah?
Sorry, checking here. So, can you see the screen? Okay, they can see it.
You guys can see our screen? Excellent. Okay, so guys, I'm going to start, inshallah. Oh, whoops, not start. Sorry, guys. Go on your devices. Go to joinmyquiz.com and put in this game code. That's 365951. We're going to be sitting tight and waiting for you guys to join, inshallah, so that we can play.
Look at those 3 dots. It's waiting for players to join the game. That's you guys. You guys have 3 dots there. Join in.
We'll give you a few seconds. I know some of you have been texting your family and friends all day, sending your, like, you know, amazing outfits. Abdurrahman, we should pose a bit with our outfits. Like, you know.
There we go. We got Omar. Omar's in.
We have Omar Ali in. We're going to give you guys a couple of seconds because we do know that people's internet might be lagging a little. Let's give you some time. We know you've been texting all of your family friends, so we know you might need to go run and get your charger. Put a little juice in that baby. All right, we got some people coming in, inshallah. We're going to give this, let's say, Masoud, we can hear you.
We can hear you, Masoud. Yeah.
And we can see you as well.
Looking good, brother.
Looking fresh, mashallah.
Bro, I'm trying to keep up with you too, man. So we got some like reverse psychology, infinite loop thing going on here. So. Oh man.
Yeah, you know, I actually really make I mean, I think you've known this. I've seen you like for multiple Eids now, mashallah, but like every Eid, I try to do traditional. I always try to do traditional. Got to represent roots, and not just my own roots. I try and wear everybody's cultural clothing because I'm obsessed with it. And this guy, alhamdulillah, once he entered his life, was roped into it as well. So we're representing our North African roots today.
They got me. They got me, guys.
Mashallah, we got lots of people coming in.
Oh man.
Lots of people coming in. All right.
Oh wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of competition. I thought I had a chance, guys.
I think we got 67 people. Oh, 68. Yeah. Can we get to 70? Can we get to 70? There's one more person.
Let's get to 70. Let's get that one more person. There we go.
Oh,
we're going.
All righty. So you know what, guys? Just for the sake of timing and everything, we will start the game.
Okay, we'll do a 10-second countdown to let people join.
But listen, even when we start the game, guys, you're still able to access the game if you have the game code. You might have a little bit of a disadvantage in terms of time with starting the game. However, we know there's some smart cookies in there, and you guys can you could win anyway. So we're gonna start in, let's say,
10 seconds. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
All right,
Here we go.
Start.
That was like an episode out of Sesame Street. I love it.
Oh, goodness.
All right, guys. So follow the instructions on there. Look at your laptop or phone. And boom. Start answering these questions. And we are seeing a live leaderboard right here.
Wow.
Fatima is currently in the lead, followed by Ahmed, and Lubna is we actually got a tie for a second.
Okay.
Oh, this is moving. We got some people fighting for third place there. Okay.
Oh, we got a leader.
Yeah, Fight's just taking the lead.
Fatima's just like, know it. We
just typed the second.
I love how they put Waterloo. Guys, our people are representing. Mashallah. But you know what? We know you're tuning in from all over Canada. So, guys, let's see who the winner is.
Oh, and Medium thinks the
let's see if another city can take it.
Come on, Toronto. Where are we at?
Okay. We got Medium in first, Fatima in second, and Jahannam in third.
That's so cool.
Battle it out. Oh, there she goes.
All right, so inshallah, guys, like as soon as we see the top 3 people who have completed their quiz, which means that it's going to be all one color and all like right, that's when we're going to stop. So we know who's the winner, inshallah. And that winner will send an email. I will announce that so that you.
I see you sweating them.
Like I wish I. Okay, we have Fatima in first, Jahannam in second, and Philip now in third. We got me in fourth, Judy in fifth. Well, let's get back to second now.
Oh, it's not. Yeah.
Fatima took first now. Second, second, third.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
watching intensive sports competition. What is yes.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. I remember when I saw some of these questions, they weren't that easy.
You got some work to do, my man.
I'm telling you, Abdurrahman, it would take me way longer to get through this whole quiz. Whoever's in first place is killing it.
Yeah, we have 108 players. I'd be in place 109 right now. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, mashallah, guys, we have 108 players so far. Thank you so much to the youth that are participating.
Good stuff, guys.
Mashallah. They're like going at it. They're like, we can do this.
Man, once that.
We got some aunties probably like, daughter, I know the answer. We got some families helping out. They're like, you are going to honor our family by winning this quiz that I show nationally. I will tell all the aunties and uncles in Canada, my daughter is the smartest in Canada.
You're so right. You know this becomes a family affair, right?
Oh, 100%.
People start blaming each other. Like, I told you it was B, man. I told you it was B.
Exactly.
Night is always a family affair, but you're right. When it comes to grades, 100%
Oh, no.
a family
We're
affair.
hammering it.
Okay, so we have Hansa in first, Hansa in second, and Dominus G in third. That is intensity, mashallah.
Even back. Got Minion back in the ranking. Oh, and not flying up. Bill just took it in. Oh man, this is close. This is tight.
All right. I think we have people like almost completed. Guys, once it turns all purple, that means somebody has gotten 100%, and that's the person who's going to give the quiz prize to, inshallah. Or the person who has the closest to 100%. You know, take your time a little bit. Take your time a little bit. I mean, it's still a competition, but try your best.
Oh, Abdul just took first place. Look at that.
So I think we're going to wrap it up. Let's say in 15 seconds. You want to do a countdown? That's what you want to join us?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right,
Here
let's
we
start
go.
with 15,
14,
13,
12,
11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
5,
4,
4,
3, 2,
2,
1.
and the game.
Err.
Alrighty, let's see who won first, inshallah.
Give it a second. I think we just
Let's
got...
give it a second. They are calculating because there is 114 players. Bismillah, mashallah.
Oh, George.
We have Jahanzeb.
Wow.
MashaAllah. Congratulations, Jahanzeb. So Jahanzeb, you got to send us an email to claim your prize. Send it to youth@macnet.ca. Do that right away so that you can claim your prize, inshallah.
Hey man, what was the email again?
It was youth@macnet.ca.
Jahanzeb, your prize awaits.
Inshallah. So, Jazakallah khairan, guys, for tuning in. Listen, like, this program wouldn't be possible without all of your support and all of you tuning in and all of the amazing, like, staff
Can you bring it
and
down
technical
more? Can you
support
bring
that
it
we have
down
behind us. So please, guys, donate so that we can keep this type of program going, inshallah. The goal for today is 35K, and I know 100% that is possible. So please do that, inshallah. And
Yeah, they
make
wanna
sure
go
you
to a
stay
break
tuned.
first.
Like I said, there's
And
so
then
many
after the break.
programs that are going
I'm
to
so
be
sorry, Khalid.
presented
Thank you,
later
Mary.
on. So stay tuned. We're going to be back in a bit. As well, really excited. The people that we interviewed today, they're going to be performing at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So stay tuned for that. With that, Masoud, I think we're going to hand it back to you, inshallah.
Well, thanks for everything, guys. That was actually such an amazing game, and it was really interesting to watch the whole thing. So, oh, there you are. How you guys doing? Eid Mubarak, Eid Mubarak. Honestly, you know what? Alhamdulillah. I know we're not able to see each other in person, but even seeing like faces and smiles, alhamdulillah, it brings the Eid spirit back. Alhamdulillah.